This is part 3 of the Sandship, and in this part, although we don't really collect any of the dungeon items, we're actually going to be making our way to eventually free the skipper's crew from their captivity.
Man, we still have 3 parts left too. I'm already getting a little sad about this. I just love it. Like, I love it so much. We only got 3 more parts to commentate it. So
I tell you what makes me kind of sad is coming back inside the ship after we spent all of part 2 outside.
Oh man, that was awesome. That part was so good too.
It was.
But here in a second, like we'll get to turn the or we'll hit the time shift stone, and then all this will become like a. It's back to life.
Yeah.
And we really haven't seen this part come back to life yet, have we? Like the bottom part of the ship?
No, definitely not. And I tell you what, I love this idea of shooting through these vents or fans to hit the switch, but I'll be darned if it did not take me forever to figure it out.
Yeah, it took me forever too.
I was like, I wandered all over this ship, brought it back to life a few times.
Like, I had the time shift stone like on the past.
Yeah.
And so that fan was spinning a lot. I'd be darned if I didn't try to shoot through that thing like about 20 times trying to get through there.
I did the exact same thing.
I was like, how are you supposed to time this thing?
I can't tell you how many arrows I put into that stupid
I literally did not think it stopped at all.
No. I think it's pretty cool though, like shooting through some of these, like through the fan there. We shoot through a hole a little later. It's kind of like right here, actually. It's kind of by a little later, I mean right now. But it's kind
when we say a little later, we mean like 5 seconds from now.
Yeah, a little. I said. I think it's a cool like recurring theme. It's almost like circus shots.
Yeah,
they're not difficult.
And with that stupid arrow spiraling like that, I mean, it's not a hard shot, but well, for somebody like us, it might make it a little bit harder. But with that thing spiraling, you really don't have much room to get through there.
No, you don't at all. You don't at all. And we mentioned, I believe we mentioned either in part 1 or 2, how that spiral does kind of throw us off a little bit with our aiming sometimes.
It really did. Like I said, like the Wii remote, not to make excuses, but that's exactly what we are doing right now. Like that Wii remote would also kind of like kick up when I did it. So, but that with the spiral, just it was a little rough sometimes.
We need to calm our shaking hands with some alcohol, right?
Yeah, that's probably the problem in the first place is we're drinking while we're playing.
I would never consider that a problem.
Yeah. So we're sitting here, it looks straight to us, but it's not straight at all.
No, definitely not. Well, if it ever gets to the point that we're seeing several targets to shoot at, then we know we have a problem.
See, I think when like with those fans and like shooting through those fans, like I just kind of when we first changed it, because we changed it back, right?
Yeah.
Because we had to get the dungeon map to do that somehow.
Yeah, we flipped it a couple times.
I just think at that time that I thought I had to like do that and go through a ship as the pass, like all the way through this bottom part without going back and forth.
Me too, and it definitely caused me a lot of running in circles. Yeah, I totally forgot about shooting through that stupid thing.
It's one of those parts you just won't forget about when you like figure out like how easy it really is.
Speaking of parts I want to forget about, those enemies with the electric swords do not look like they'd be difficult at all.
No, it's not a motion control thing though.
Every single time, I would find myself like waiting for him to stick his sword at the right angle, and then I would still swing that direction.
Well, you always like kind of go from the sides, just like natural.
Yeah.
And their swords, like they rarely go above their heads. So their swords are kind of always like at the side and stuff. So yeah, I mean, just naturally you're gonna swing that direction where they're always at.
Yeah, it never mattered. I managed to shock myself somehow.
And I love this like whole cinematic of just going up the ship after we've taken it to the past.
Yeah.
Which looks more futuristic.
Of course.
But yeah, I just love that whole cinematic
just
right there.
Panning up the side of the ship.
Yeah, you kind of get like the different colors of it and everything.
You do. It's just it's kind of a different angle from when we hit the switch from the outside.
I kind of understand why Skipper's upset because this boat was actually quite beautiful.
Maybe he shouldn't have been such a coward.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I agree. Like it was beautiful, at least at one point.
Yeah, and I love the whole idea right here of using a lifeboat as an elevator.
Oh, it's great. It again adds to the whole like the feeling of being on a ship. I mean,
yeah, that's true. I never thought about like actually that's dumb. I didn't think about it like that. But yeah, that's the whole thing of it being a ship.
Yeah, it's like it's not an elevator. It's just a lifeboat with a crane.
Yeah.
To raise it up and down, and you have to use that to get up and down. It's just a really cool idea.
Now, one thing that like I kind of like read on the internet somewhere, like saw in a video or just somebody talking about it, was that there's actually a different theme for the outside versus the inside. And I didn't know that for sure until I like paid attention to today.
Yeah.
And there actually is a different theme between the two, which I actually kind of like. It fits each of them differently.
Well, is this outside theme kind of the same music?
Well, you see I kind of stopped right there? And then like a switch right there.
It switched once you boarded the ship. Yeah, I wonder if that outside theme is kind of the same as just the general
desert?
sand, sea.
You know what? That's actually a good point. I can't remember the sand sea theme at all. So
I just remember sailing around that little ship and loving every minute of it.
Yeah, that was awesome. I could have done that forever.
Yeah. Now, I also really like how, I think we do it right now, is how we use like the sword to really to turn these two generators on, which brings the ship to life. You see one of the switches, it was there on the right-hand side of the screen. We may not actually turn that on quite yet.
I think we do right now.
Oh, here we go.
As in later, we mean 5 seconds.
Once again. Well, I couldn't remember if you went running through that door first.
Well, this first one right here, I got like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I did wrong the first time I played through this game, but that second one took me forever to figure out for some reason. I guess I just had like my whole time shift stones mixed up, and I just could not get to it.
And that's something we've mentioned before. Like, this isn't exactly the biggest dungeon, but it can be very confusing on when you need to be in the past versus when you need to be in the present.
I know what it was. I didn't shoot the arrow through a second hole because that's what opens up the door to the other generator.
Yeah.
I didn't do that because I never saw it because of that crate or box that was in the way. That's what happened.
And we have to activate both these generators so that the bowels of the ship down there in the bottom will start lifting up so we can get through to the next part of the dungeon.
Now here's my question. Why does this ship have sails if it also has what appears to me to be some kind of engine? Like, that makes no sense whatsoever.
It really doesn't. And like later we go to like the command room and there's like big machinery and stuff in there too. It's just like...
But I guess if you get a strong wind though, you can like kind of conserve like, I guess, fuel or whatever they use to like make their plate thing go.
Well, once we get to the present time, I don't think either the engine or the sails were in any shape to work.
No. Well, the sails were even there. They like cut up and everything.
Yeah. Now it is kind of funny, like both of these generators that you turn on, Fee tells you both times, maybe you should go rescue the crew before you go down there.
Well, how are you going to do that if you don't turn on the generators though?
I'm honestly not
makes
sure.
those... You can't, because turning on the generator makes those blocks move up and down, which you have to go through to rescue
to get
the crew.
to her. Yeah, that was my thought, but like both times she's like...
So Fee's stupid, which we knew the whole time, basically.
We've known that for a long time.
Yeah.
But I really like when you activate those, like the gauges all flip over to the side.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. That is cool.
Cool little animation.
I mean, like, you don't like really see. I mean, that's a pretty high technological thing in just a Zelda game, period.
It really is, and that's been a recurring theme with the Lanaroo going back in time every time. It's like, where in the world did they get this technology?
Yeah, because no matter where Zelda games are placed, like, you really don't see that much technology at all.
No,
so like to show something like that with those, like, just something simple like those gauges. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yep, we see a lot of magic, that's for sure.
Yeah,
but no real like machinery like that.
Now, who has a ladder going down the side of their boat to like that? Actually, it's pretty brilliant, to be honest with you. But
just in case.
Who has that though?
If it starts flooding and the engineers need to get out of here.
Yeah, that's true. That actually is a good point.
So, but I really love this part though, coming down here to the lower level where all this machinery is moving. It's like just such a separate part of the boat, and it looks so good all lit up with the when you hit the time stone crystal or time shift crystal.
I mean, I do agree with you. It did feel like a really different part of the boat, right? I mean, like the whole outside, like the top part, then like the whole cabin or lodging area, whatever you want to call it. Then like we kind of go to like this whole new different part that I want to say it makes it feel like 3 different dungeons, but it makes it different.
Yeah, it breaks up kind of because we've been in that upper area the whole time. Either outside or inside, of course.
Now here's my question: does the crew have to have a whip to get across to the other side right there? Because there's no ladder going up on the other ledge. So I guess they gave everybody a whip when they started working to get across that little area right there.
Although maybe it's only just like the captain. Well, no, I was about to think to get to this restricted area, but yeah, you got to have it to get all the way across the other side. Period. You're right.
Well, you swing on top of one of the I don't know.
You're right.
The up and down blocks.
Maybe the engineers who work down there all have whips. I guess. But I mean, you're right. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Could you imagine someone like on their first day?
Oh my god!
Jesus!
Then someone else just walks up like Indiana Jones and goes swinging.
Can I see your whip? Thank you. Oh no!
Now swing over there.
Now here's something that really disappoints me. If I found a room like this with 5 treasure chests and that's all I got, man, I would be mad.
I know. I remember when I first found this room, and I'm like, it's the pirate's treasure.
Yeah.
It looked so perfect on the boat and everything. Like, had to have a treasure room.
Yeah.
And really, you only get 200 rupees.
Like, I don't know what else I wanted, but like I mean, we already got the item in the boat, so I knew it was gonna be the item. But just I mean, like you said, like you feel like you got the pirate's treasure.
Yeah.
I just feel like I should have got something more.
Like more rupees, I would have been happy with instead of horns and the whatever.
Yeah, but Skyward Sword's not a game like where you really get low on rupees.
That's true.
So I mean, you really always have enough in this game.
Yeah, it's not quite like was it Wind Waker where you had to spend so many to interpret the maps.
Yeah. Well, Twilight Princess, like it was hard to get the wallet upgrades.
That's right.
So you walked around for a long time, I think, carrying like maybe 600.
Ugh.
So yeah, I mean, ugh.
Yeah, you're right. I guess there really aren't a lot of things you have to spend. I mean, I know you can buy a lot of optional items from like was it Beetle's airship?
Yeah.
Up on Skyloft, but yeah, I don't know what else I would want in that treasure room. That's a really good.
I guess just more rupees though. I mean, we like you say, it feels like it should be some kind of money. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it is a pirate's ship, so.
And there's another whip where you had to use it to get across. So whatever. Don't really understand the whole point.
Everyone else, I guess, is just out of luck. But this wraps up part 3 of Sandship.